Namaskar दोस्तों. Let me once again welcome all of you for our new YouTube video, and this time we are continuing with emotional intelligence only. The reason is very simple, that we have got tremendous response on our last video which we have published on emotional intelligence. So people has raised so many queries, people have responded in the comment box, and they want some more information and some more clarity on this topic. So we thought it a good idea that we should continue with this topic only, right? So guys, emotional intelligence, what we have discussed till now, that there are so many questions which we are aware of, in fact, and these questions are, for example, emotional intelligence is the last thing which we discussed in the last video. So before that, we have discussed some quotients such as intelligence quotient, which is generally called as IQ, right? But our studies shows that the IQ can only determine only 20% of the individual's behavior, which doesn't give a full clarity regarding the personality traits and the personality or say the behavior of that person, right? Then we have also discussed another quotient which is called as the physical quotient, which is called as PQ. Although IQ is also important and PQ is also important, but we discussed that with the advent of time, or as the time evolves, there is another quotient which has gained a lot of acceptance and which have been given a lot of importance, and that is the SQ, that is social quotient. So nowadays it is assumed that people should have not only a good IQ and PQ, but also at the same time their social circle or their social gatherings or their social context should also have a very due weightage, right? In the last, we have discussed that there is a very important quotient, right, or rather intelligence, which have been introduced in the 90s. And there was a book which was published by none other than Mr. Daniel Goleman, and this book was regarding emotional intelligence. So after that, emotional intelligence is being talked about, and it's a buzzword. Then a lot of therapists, or a lot of psychologists, and a lot of counselors, they have started using emotional intelligence as a part of their practice, and the companies and the organizations have started giving the due weightage to this particular term, right? Before that, somehow we were aware of this, but after this book has hit the market, people have become highly aware regarding this aspect of our life, that is emotional intelligence. And the EQ is a term which is used to measure the emotional quotient, the emotional intelligence. Okay, so that's the topic which we discussed in the last episode. Now coming to this, there were so many questions that how the emotional intelligence can be studied, or how the emotional intelligence can be improved. Is it a inherent quality of a person, or somebody can work upon this trait to improve them? So the answer is very simple. Just like any other skills, these skills can also be learned, and these skills can also be developed. But the thing is that we have to keep certain things in our mind, and we have to continuously practice to improve upon this aspect of our personality trait, right? So definitely this skill, like any other skills, can be developed, right? If we talk about the if we talk about the intelligence quotient, then it just gives a 20% idea about the personality traits of any person. But if we want to know further more about it, then definitely this emotional intelligence plays a very vital role in determining what is basically the personality type or the personality trait of that particular person, right? So when we talk about social quotient, and we graduate ourselves from social quotient to emotional quotient or emotional intelligence, three are the main things which we consider. First is the mental health. So when we talk about the emotional intelligence or the emotional quotient of a person, it gives a fair idea that what kind of mental health that person is having. Is that person mentally satisfied? Is that person calm enough? Does that person enjoy a very sound sleep when he retires for the day? So these all things, very well we come to understand if we talk about the emotional intelligence or the emotional quotient of that particular person, right? This give a very general idea regarding the mental health of that particular person, be it an individual or interaction, or be it with the group interaction, be it with a team interaction, or behaving in a company or a set of colleagues, or with superiors or subordinates is concerned, right? So it will give a very fair idea that what is the mental health of that particular person. Second thing is that it also talks a lot about your relationships. So what kind of relationships you are having, for example, in your family, I mean with your family members, in your immediate family, or with other family members. What is your stance as far as having relationships with your friends is concerned, with your colleagues concerned? What kind of relationship do you enjoy with your spouse, or with your subordinates or your superior? This also talks a lot about that. And also the emotional intelligence speaks a huge amount of clarity as far as what is your status in the job, or in your professional life. So a person with good emotional intelligence finds it very comfortable to adjust with the office situations, or having a good relationship and having a very good rapport with his colleagues, with his subordinates and superiors. While on the other hand, if the person is not having a very good emotional intelligence, he always finds comfortable, he always finds discomfort in adjusting with the clients, or with the superiors, or with the subordinates, right? So that is where the emotional intelligence plays a very key role in determining that whether that person is having good relationships, or it also talks about his job profile or the job status, and also speaks very high about his mental health, right? Now the question is that most of the people have approached me regarding that what steps to be taken if somebody wants to improve his or her emotional intelligence. So guys, if we talk, there are so many ways in which the emotional intelligence can be improved, but I want to discuss some of them over here, considering and respecting the time limits, right? I do not want to extend this video to a very long video. That's why I would be discussing only the key points, or the very important points which are required to improve one's emotional intelligence. So first thing is that one has to practice self-awareness. Now, what do you mean by self-awareness? So self-awareness is basically to have a fair amount of idea or fair amount of knowledge as to what are the emotions we are having. Now, for your information, let me update you that there is no such thing called as good emotions or bad emotions. The terms which we normally use rampantly in our day-to-day communication, that was a good emotion or that was a bad emotion. So as such, there is no category called as good emotions, or there is no category called as bad emotions, right? Because throughout your life you cannot have a positive emotions always, or negative emotions always. So every day in our day-to-day life we come across positive emotions also, and sometimes not so positive emotions also. And by the term self-awareness, we mean that you should be aware that why you are having such kind of emotions. Rather, if we talk it specifically, then you should be aware of three important things under this section of self-awareness. Number one, what are you doing? So a person should be aware that what action he is taking. Second is what emotions these actions are causing to you. For example, if you are doing physical exercises, or you are spending your quality time in the gym, that what kind of emotions you are coming across. Or if you are doing meditation, what kind of emotions you are facing. So self-awareness means just to be aware of what kind of emotions you are having under this heading. Then third thing is that when you spend too much time upon what you are doing and what kind of emotions you are facing with, then the third thing is that what you don't know about yourself, you would come to understand that there are some hidden parts which probably you didn't focus much on those points, and definitely in such situations you can say that you would attain self-awareness about yourself. So this is the first step. Self-awareness is the first step towards improving your emotional intelligence. Second thing is when you are aware of your emotions, or when you are aware about your emotional intelligence, then you should understand and learn that how to channelize your emotions, right? So as I said, you cannot choose to have which kind of emotions you should be having, because it's a very natural process. The emotions flow, and the kind of emotions which you might be having would be a mix of positive and negative emotions. But when you are aware of that is the first step, self-awareness, and when you are aware of that you are having that kind of emotions, then you should, or you can learn how to channelize those emotions to your advantage, right? So for example, anger is a kind of emotion. So anger can be used both ways. If you can use anger in negative way, then probably it will cause destruction and it will give you negative results. But anger can also be utilized for your benefit. It can also be utilized for the social cause, right? So one has to learn that how to channelize your emotions, right? So that is the second way which you can improve your emotional intelligence. Third is that learn how to motivate yourself. Now, since we are talking about motivation, let me update you that most of the people, I mean more than 90% of the people, they assume that first they will motivate themselves and they will take action after that, which is not true. Let me tell you very honestly, because this is only action which can motivate you, right? It's a cyclic process. So action is the cause of motivation also. What I mean to say is that, so once you take action, then depending upon the whatever the results you are getting from that action, it motivates you. Once it motivates you, then again you tend to take action, right? So rather than waiting that once I'll be motivated and then I will store motivation and then only I will take action, it's not a good choice always, right? Because motivation is never, it can never be an extrinsic factor. It is an intrinsic factor. You can motivate internally once you take action. So please don't wait for yourself to get motivated. Take action and you will be motivated automatically, right? So that is the third point. Fourth point is recognize emotions in others. So till now we have talked about emotions, and we have talked about self-awareness, that is having awareness about our emotions, right? Then we have talked about channelizing our emotions, and third is how to motivate ourselves. Now we are moving one step forward, and we would like to understand the emotions of other person. That is the fourth step as far as improving your emotional intelligence is concerned. So whatever endeavor or whatever attempts or whatever efforts you have taken for yourself, now you will have to make conscious efforts to understand the emotions of other persons. So be it your spouse, be it your family members, be it your parents, be it your kids, or be it your neighbors, or be it your colleagues, be it your boss, or be it your superiors. So you have to make conscious efforts to understand their emotions, and you should understand you should understand this common fact that it's a very common and natural thing that if a person is angry sometime, it is very natural. I mean, you should be able to accept that, right? So once you are aware, once you have studied the emotions of other person also, you will have a very fair idea that how to tackle or how to tackle that situation, or how to deal with that situation, right? Because you are trying to master the art of You are mastering the art of tackling those emotions, right? Confidently and comfortably. So once you do that, you would find that you are now comfortable dealing with people. You are now comfortable dealing with difficult situations in life, right? And definitely this will do a lot of good, not in the personal front, but also at the professional front as well, right? So that is basically learning the emotions of other person. Now the fifth point is that infusing power to the emotions. So once you are aware, you have taken all the good steps regarding you as far as self-awareness is concerned. Then learn how to motivate yourself, channelizing your emotions, and to learn the emotions of other person. Now you should understand that how to infuse power to your motivations or emotions with values. So once you add values to your emotions, right, and to the motivation, which is the result from that emotions, right? So now you would be a different person altogether, because you know how to keep yourself motivated, how to make a very good control on your emotions, right? And to understand that for other person also the same principle applies, right? So in your interpersonal relationship, in your relationship with your family members, with your colleague in the office, you would find that everything around you will change, right? So this is the steps which you can take to improve your emotional intelligence, right? So I would wind up this video here only. I would request you that please like my channel, please share whatever we have discussed till now, because definitely if you share it, it will definitely cause a positive impact on the society, right? And more people would be aware of this very important intelligence or the quotient in our life, right? So thank you so much for watching this video patiently, and see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.